And we are live here at From the Tips Thursday night, our typical show. We come on, we talk about the first round, we talk about what we're expecting this weekend. We're going to mix it up a little bit tonight. We have a special guest with us. You all know who this is. He is Geoff Feinberg. How you doing, Geoff? Thanks for coming on.
I am doing I took a punch in the mouth like a lot of golfers today, if we're going to be perfectly honest. But all things considered, I am doing well. I'm not as satisfied as I thought I was going to be at 8 a.m. this morning, though.
I feel the same way. I went hard. I held back last week, and I went hard this week. I put so many lineups in. I played so many props, and some of these guys we're going to get into, and I can't wait to hear your take on Patrick Cantlay and a few other guys. But man, it's crazy. Pro, I know you got to watch a lot of this today. What was your first reaction?
The greens. I mean, some of them were borderline unfair. You get up at 9. I mean, the ball's running out like crazy. They're crispy. They're brown. The afternoon wave, it was tough. But yeah, it's Justin Rose's 7 under is impressive in those conditions. But let's hold the horses on old Justin Rose here. We're only in Thursday right now.
Yeah. Talk about Justin, Geoff. I know he's your favorite.
Listen, if he was able to pull it off, I would acknowledge the accomplishment. But for the sake of everybody, I'm worried. I'm starting to worry about how unbearable he would be with the green jacket. Like, I thought he's corny. He got a corny, annoying internet presence right now. If he has a green jacket, that's on rocket fuel. But wow. I was just – he got that break on 8 that set up an eagle – on the par 5 that set up the eagle putt, and he really never looked back. He was unconscious, even par putts that didn't seem like anyone else was making, at least that they were showing us on TV. He found a way to do it. I'm expecting him to get got over these next 3 days, though, to be perfectly honest.
79 coming up tomorrow?
I'm not going to say 79, but – I don't know, he ran so pure today in terms of forecasting like a win. You almost just want to be laying in the weeds until the right moment. It's like I know it's such an annoying thing to say. You see like a college basketball coach whose teams always seem to play well down a few points at halftime, be like, no, like we're good. Like, no, you'd always rather be winning. Like you never have them where you want them. You want them where you want to be up. But Rose played almost too well today. Like, creepy.
Yeah. 16 was a hell of a shot. I'm actually surprised he didn't birdie 18. He was in such good position.
Yeah, and he's showing no. I mean, he's showing no form. I mean, the guy's withdrawn. There's literally no reason to believe that he's going to be able to duplicate a 65 4 days in a row. Again, the real number's 3 under. The round he played today, if those greens stay as they are and they don't get much rain, it could be a single digit winner at the end of the week.
Yeah, listen, I mean, usually on Thursday they like to show us how beautiful they can make the course. And you can see from the overhead shots, as you mentioned, the course was beautiful. The green, it was immaculate. The fairways, everything was cut to perfection. Those greens looked a combination of brown and purple and gray. It was
a little weird.
Yeah, but Dustin set that when Speed set that scoring record. They came back with Willett, and he won 5 or 6 under. They said no, like we're not going to let you guys do that again. Obviously, Jordan, Dustin set that record last year, and they're ready to just put these guys through hell. I mean, maybe Saturday they might try to make it easy to have some excitement and a lot of moving, but their intentions are to let this place show its teeth, to sort of delay a conversation about any sort of equipment or ball rollback.
Biting back from November, I guess.
Yeah.
Hey, talk about Patrick Cantlay. I'm anxious to hear your thought. I mean, Patrick, we were talking before we went on the air, man, and that's the biggest shocker for me is what do you think? What do you think's going on there?
Not a clue. He missed the cut at the Players Championship. Just chalk it up to Sawgrass being tough. He doesn't advance out of pod play at the match play, but he made so many birdies in the 3 days where you're like, he clearly was better than some guys that did win their pods. You just chalk it up to the format. And came here with the history, ready to be like, let's go. All systems go, Cantley. Like, I'll step back. I'll step behind these super elites right into Cantley. I trust him as much as anybody. He's so consistent. I mean, he might not make a birdie party, but he's not going to shoot himself out of a tournament. Just very like Xander, like just plod along, do your thing. I'd give a thumb for him to have had the day Xander had. What, +1? Like, oh, that's perfect. As I said to you guys, like, oh, I forgot about him, and then I realized there are not many players on the course, and they haven't shown him. and it was bad. It was worse than I could have imagined. And you see with the scores he's up against, and you're embarrassed for him, honestly.
Yeah, because he's down there, and then you got the big names on the bottom. You got Cantley, obviously, is the biggest name at the farthest down, but you got Cooch at 6, and Westwood at 6. Here's one, Sungjae M at 5 over surprised me also. I thought that was a pretty big miss there.
He had some serious issues. I think he made a quad, so those things aren't going to help. That kind of pushed him right back. Patrick Cantley. Dude fits everything you love on this golf course. Like, there's really nothing you could knock about his game. And the fact that he came out today and did what he did was pretty shocking for most people.
Right. Rory and Bryson, both those boys, 4 over. Sergio, 4 over. Sergio was one I really had my eye on. I just believe he's a horse for this course. And what are your guys' thoughts? Who's live still? 3 over? Is 3 over live?
Yeah, I'm going to say they are, because you're going to live in my head. I'm going to live in this orbit at the moment where I don't believe Justin Rose wins. Like,
I'm with you there.
So then you have to, and listen, you'll even do this on the Saturday night. If like a guy's got if that guy doesn't win, then like if Justin Rose is the winner, then I'm probably going to knock a few strokes off how much far down this board I want to go for who's going to win. But if in my head I don't think Justin Rose is the winner, I'm very, I don't want to say comfortable, but yeah, the guys are +3, +4.
Right.
They're live.
Yeah, because if we're looking at 3 under a second right now, yeah, I definitely agree with that.
I mean, I think we're going to see guys, the script flipped on a few guys tomorrow who played well and who didn't. Who didn't play well. Concerns, though, for all of them. Bryson, I was pretty confident's not the right word. I was willing to bank on Bryson ceiling more so than Rory's ceiling, and
I agree with that.
He seems like he seems like he is just for all this. Yes, he's this big brawn muscle guy, golfer, whatever. He is just committed to trying to overpower this course and not stepping back and maybe being a cerebral attacker like he is capable of doing. I mean, we know that sort of when we first got introduced to him, he wasn't a Hulk. He was just this cerebral guy that was really good. So,
yeah, and I thought the same thing. I thought after the last couple of weeks and what he actually talked about in some of his pre-tournament interviews, I thought he said he is going to change his play from last year, and he realized a quote was he realized how important those approach shots have to be, and that's where he was missing. And I talked about him earlier this week, saying that he's still 57th in this field in approach in the last 24 rounds, and that's hard. It's hard for me to bet on a guy like that. But man, he's so good. If he gets it together, I think he's still alive. But man, I wish he would. I don't know.
And to Jeff's point, like Bryson's dialed back is still not dialed back. Like he's still going to be able to move. There's no reason. This golf course is, for the most part, very generous with the fairways. There's no reason he shouldn't be able to get around this place. Although, your green concepts, but he should definitely be having more success here than he has. And at this point, it's like, Mr. Hey, I feel Augusta's a par 67. Well, now you look like an ass.
Yeah. I got nothing. I got nothing to add to that. It'll be a cut sweat for a lot of them, but I wouldn't discount their ability to make a real charge, flirt with under par, and see where that leaves them heading into the weekend.
Any huge shocks closer to the top of the leaderboard besides Rose? And I know, and Rose is, don't get me wrong, Rose has been a great player for a long time. I know his form is not what it needs to be in his position right now. I will say that I'm really excited about Brian Harmon being up there. He was one of our plays. But Hideki?
Quickly, like to Rose. I mean, no, I'm not that surprised. Rose is incredibly surprising. Yeah, I'm aware of how great a golfer he is. He just annoys me, like this whole like internet Rose. I can't stand. And I don't think I was biased last night when I sort of laid all these golfers on the table, all of which I believe have either won the Masters or come in second place at the Masters. Rose, Sergio, Louis, Scott, Day, Bubba. If I had to rank all of them last night, I think I had Rose last. Like,
I would absolutely have Rose last.
What I'm kind of expecting from them this week, and all of those guys, like I said, they'd either won the Masters or they'd come in second. They all have great history here. Calling any of them to win, you felt might have been a big ask, but hey, it was. I wasn't surprised. Like, I had a feeling we'd get a bit of an old yeller, but Rose would have been my 6 of 6 on that list, I swear, 24 hours ago. So
I'm with you.
That's as shocking to me as anything. Not much else. I mean, Zalatoris playing nice compared to other guys who've been here a couple times playing so bad. But I think he was like one of the first guys out, so maybe he caught a couple breaks. Other guys didn't. Yeah.
And this is his first round trip around the track too. And so he was one of the 3 guys that haven't seen this course yet. And so I was really surprised to see him shoot a 70 first time around.
Jesse, man, he gives himself opportunities.
Right.
And all the numbers loved him this week, besides the fact he hasn't played here.
Exactly. His game is fit for this course. He's not probably.
You could try, like, from a DraftKings or maybe some props, or there were ways like you could talk yourself into it. Like, from an outright bet, it was hard to see it coming. But we've seen debutants play well, top 5, top 10. And I guess the fact that it's going to play so hard, you want a guy whose irons are right there, like top 5 in the world ball striker. So now he's, hopefully going to be in position to just 2-putt and move on to the next hole.
Yeah. Where do you think Hideki goes from here?
I'm
I'm
hard on Hideki, but it comes from a place of love. Like, you're 28 years old. You should be you shouldn't be on a 4-year drought of winning trophies when you have that talent. Like, the same way we're really hard on Finau. Like, come on, man. But I defend Finau more in the sense, at least in this window of, golf content becoming incredibly popular. Finau at least tastes smoke. Like, he gets into contention and he loses. My knock on Hideki is he's the only guy that was priced like 40 to 1 or under. That literally I can't even remember when he contended last. Not even winning. Yes, he's on a winning drought, but I can defend the fact that winning is hard. There's a level of luck. Like, just winning is freaking hard. You don't need a win for me to. I bet a lot of guys that don't win. I do.
So do we all.
But they gotta contend. Like, for me to at least keep coming back. Like, I do get maybe suckered into. A Fleetwood, at least once in a while, they'll take me to the weekend and they'll tickle me. Like, so that's the thing with Hideki. He doesn't taste smoke. So he's going to go from literally like not winning in 4 years, but not maybe contending twice in the last 3 years to then winning a tournament like this. So I wasn't anywhere near him outside of DFS, but yeah.
I'm not anywhere near him now. I mean, listen, is we always talk about he putts like a high school player. Like we're talking about Augusta National greens. Hideki, he's gotten rid of the ridiculous hitch in his swing, or not necessarily a hitch, but taking 14 minutes to get the damn thing back. He's going to get around the golf course. The dude hits fairways. The dude hits greens. It's just the fact that we're talking about these greens already crispy. We saw them today. We're talking about for the overall for 4 rounds, is Hideki going to be able to putt it well enough? Hideki is not winning the Masters. I'll say that now. There will not be a green jacket at least this year on Hideki.
Yeah, I'm not like going to argue for Hideki. That's not what I want to do. I'll only defend his opportunity by saying Sergio, Adam Scott, like there is a couple guys in recent history who we did recognize were high ceiling players like Hideki, who were always bad putters that somehow found a way. And a lot of people smarter than me argue the tougher the greens are, the better. Like that almost helps the bad putters. Like as silly as that sounds, like if even the really good putters are going to struggle, then maybe there's like a lane for everyone struggling per se on the greens. I am not here to defend what Hideki's going to do on the weekend. We talk about our players that we like that would have pressure and the narratives around them. I don't think American golf fans understand the Japanese media pressure he is probably night, and that he would be in on a Saturday night, and that he would be waking up teeing off north of 1:30 on a Sunday with. When he went off in his most recent major contending run, I believe was the JTPGA, there are reports like he was seen like bawling behind the cabin after. Like he puts a lot of pressure. He wears a lot of pressure. I do not see him winning this week. No.
I know he shot a 73, but I'm pretty impressed with that 73 from Victor Hovland, considering he had a triple on one.
100%.
And to come back and have 3 birdies on the front 9 like that,
yeah,
that's a good 71. He was all over the place, but it was a good 71. It could have been a lot worse.
You can make a case. Wait, he's 1 over, right?
Yeah, 1 over.
Yeah, I just want to confirm because it's been a long day before I say this because I'm staring at an odds board right now.
Mm-hmm.
I don't mind him at 50 to 1. Obviously, you're banking on like him cleaning up the bad, and a lot of guys experienced some bad today. But if this thing is just gonna be a ball striking, like just like keep it clean. And I know that's might be weird to say about Victor because, I mean, going back to Torrey Pines and Bay Hill, like he's been running well, and then there's just moments in all of these tournaments where there's just these disasters. But the winning score shaping up to what it might be, I like what Victor's going to do. I don't know if we were going to say that for the end live picks or something, but Victor at 50, there's other guys around 50 that I don't mind, but I was thinking if I did want to reinvest tonight, he would be on my potential short list.
Yeah, and that's part of where we want to get to is, and I know you got a lot of work to do on that. A couple of the guys, Justin Thomas, Colin Morikawa, Scotty Scheffler, all 3 of those guys with 1 overs. They're very live, obviously. This course was biting pretty good. Brooks Koepka 2 over. I actually thought that was a pretty gutty 2 over.
Great 2 over. Great 2 over for Brooks. You saw like a bit of laboring in the walk as the round progressed, and I think that score got pretty high, maybe as high as 4 over. So it was a nice way to get it, and he's kind of in contention. The numbers show he drove the ball amazing today. So if that continues, and hopefully he's going to get a good rub down tonight, he's live. Justin Thomas and Rahm, though, they're incredibly scary. I mean, forgetting the fact that Spieth is sitting there under par, them just getting into the clubhouse, and they seem like they're right where they need to be to just stalk this tournament, to wait for the right moment to play their best golf. I am scared of both of those guys, certainly.
Well, Rahm was my number 1 play for the week, and And you know, it's a little bit lethargic to bet a guy at 12.5, but I just did. And so I thought, you know, and I'm playing the dumb narrative, the emotional narrative that the baby was born and he can just go out and win one. And
there's been past champions that same narrative have gone off of. And when you're betting golf, like it's a shit show anyway. So
right.
You might as well.
No, I'm a believer in baby swag.
Yeah,
right.
I do want to say though, I think I talked myself out of it just because I thought it created unknowns even once the baby came. Like I like baby swag, but I want like a 7-10 day buffer. I was just oh, this guy says he's gonna leave when the baby's born. So like how committed does it like listen, I'm a dad, like I could make the case that like I don't know, its first like 5 days are more important than its actual coming through the canal. Like I don't like I'm just thinking of so but yeah, no. But for a guy that runs with not the temper, because Rom's done a real good job of becoming a calmer guy on the course, unlike a few years ago. But if you've just had a newborn and you miss an 8-foot putt that you think should have gone in a certain way, I think you just instantly like snap to like, nah, that's fine. Like I've got a newborn. Yeah, on to the next.
Right.
Yeah.
On to the next. So
we know he runs hot.
It's a good place for John. And if he can take what happened today and be in a stalking position in 2 nights from now, I mean, this isn't.
Yeah, I mean, he's
like the guy to beat almost every night for me, as long as he doesn't play himself out of it. So yeah,
I'm going to talk about a really, 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 really non-factor name, and the only reason I'm talking about him is because he was almost stone cold minimum wage. He was $6,100. I put him in a bunch of lineups. Michael Thompson.
Wow,
four under on the par fives today.
Yeah,
and shot an even par. God dang, if he comes through and has another couple rounds like that, he's going to be in a lot of winning lineups.
That's a Thursday guy there. That's a Thursday guy.
I know.
Hey, but it's $6,100, and that cut's going to be what, 4 or 5?
Yeah,
you got some breathing room tomorrow. I'm jealous of that situation. I was surprised to see his name there, but because I wasn't. We see so few golfers on TV.
I know,
and you're so hyper focused on tracking who's like important to you that like you just pop out of it for a few moments and you pay attention to other people. You're like, whoa, Michael Thompson's a great day, man. So
I want your opinion on one more guy, and then I'm going to talk a little bit about your betting philosophy, and I know you got to get out of here shortly. What about DJ? Looked amazing at some points. I love that chip in he had. It was sweet, but he also had a few surprising play round holes. But anyway, what do you think on 2 over for Dustin?
Yeah, really disappointing because it kind of he gave it away at the last. I should have mentioned him. I think when his round ended, he was pretty pissed. But when he saw the rest outside of Rose, when he saw the rest of the day, he's like, you know what? I'm fine. So
yeah,
I think he's in a good spot.
Yep, I think he is too. So Geoff, we watch you a lot on Pat Mayo, and I just love the chemistry between you and Pat. It's hilarious at times. If you had to, I get the feeling from watching you and from knowing you on Twitter and being Twitter friends, you put a little bit more emotion in some of your bets than some folks, where some folks are all analytical. What percentage would you say your analytical, recent form, course history versus gut? You have a great gut when it comes to betting.
Listen, it's both. I don't want to like downplay that I'm not like using Fantasy National and I'm deep into the numbers, and I get to talk to Pat and I get to talk to other guys that are so good at it that I like pick their brain at it. But I would also say my process, like, how do you make your picks? And then I'd be like, Well, I really like hot dogs, but I would never want to go into the factory to see how a hot dog is made because
No, you
I
don't.
don't want to eat a hot dog again. So, like,
That's a great
you know,
analogy.
like, yeah, a lot of it is about like you got to watch these guys, and I'll say this knowing I bet a lot of proverbial like outright losers, but it's golf. Like a number could be good, but if you don't believe a guy is going to win, if you don't believe he has an ability to like battle Justin Thomas on Sunday, then there's no point in betting him outright. The number might be huge, but if you don't believe that he can win, it's kind of like pointless. That's sort of like where the gut factor comes in. And I guess it means nothing because I've been suckered into betting Tony Finau a lot. So I guess that would contradict that in many ways. But it's hard. I don't want to. I've been luckier than I am good, like picking an outright golfer. There are much more methodical ways to bet golf where you can have an edge, be it like the head-to-head matchups, like guys that model baseball games, like they find an edge on the numbers. To me, even if you hit a guy at 80-1, he should have been 140. Like
Right.
You're picking a guy to win an outright golf tournament that's like not one of the top like 20 players in the world.
It's
And
crazy.
even when you pick the chalk, you're never getting enough for that win. Like there's 800 variables happening every moment between an entire field, but it's fun. We like the payout.
And you get that one big one, and you're just
you get the big
you're good
one.
for the year.
Yeah, and it's just fun. We enjoy it. It's a part of it is entertainment. I can have a sweat on the weekend, and I've been there. I try not to let like a missed putt ruin a day. Like I'll just go to the park with my kids.
Yeah.
But yeah, you could get on a bit of a cold streak, but yeah, it's outright betting. You try to find it. You hope to hit a quota where like, okay, I had enough fun doing this throughout the year, where this was a lot of fun. The Sunday sweats are great, and if you can't get a heater, then that's awesome. Like that's awesome. The world is your oyster. But yeah, we have fun, and we do it on Monday. We talk about the board. And it's so great to see where the golf content space is now. Mm-hmm. And like I have friends, we all love football. Like I could call any of my friends and talk about that Lions-Vikings game from like the other day. We're all watching all of it. But I didn't have a friend I could like call and talk about like Victor Dubuisson like after a match play. Like I couldn't. Like none of my friends could do that.
Right.
So you got to go to the internet to find internet friends who you
that's kind of what we all have done.
And as golf is gaining more popularity, I got buddies that like are far more into it. It's great to like be able to talk about guys who aren't like the super elites, but yeah, no, it's awesome. I have a lot of fun doing it.
Well, one of the things we do every Thursday night show before we get off, and we always review the first round, and then we pick our winner. And so I'm not saying it's who we bet, but we bet against each other. Just a little fun thing. At knowing what you know after round one, if I had to put a gun to your head, who's going to win this tournament?
Don't put a gun to his head, damn it. I mean,
I like that. I'm about that.
How about that life?
Geez. Just because of how it's playing, this is just calling for Patrick Reed.
Oh, I knew that's the first Reed mention of the day.
I don't hate it.
And a lot of people who bet it at that 33, 35, 40, they literally said, listen, he's just a born winner, so I have that going for me. But if it plays a certain way, I'm protecting my card by betting this guy because he becomes extra live if Augusta wants to do what they did today throughout the week.
Yeah.
He becomes that guy. I will say, like, from a number, from like a much more attractive, because I think Reed's like under 15-1 at the moment. He had his moments today also where he got trouble just like everyone else. But Mayo's boy, Siwoo Kim.
Ooh.
I think he's him and like Kokrak. Both, I think they're identical odds. They're very sneaky. They play Kokrak had that. Well, I want to say they play a very clean game, but they're both very prone to embarrassing themselves, and they both did that today. Siwoo chipped into the water and Brett duffed the ball, but Siwoo doesn't get, I think, enough respect. I think he's pretty live in that situation, especially if he gets real tough this week. He can become a hawk when a course can almost do what Rose did. Like, what course was that guy on? And in closing, I wish I knew who it was going to be. I suspect what Rose did today, someone's going to do every day.
Yes,
like,
I agree.
This tournament's got the best guys in the world there. Every day, one of the top 35 golfers in the world is going to find a 66. Like,
I don't know. You really think that? You really think that, based off what you saw today on that course, that every day somebody
you know what? Sorry, thank you for reining me in. I'll take that back in the sense that I'm just always of the belief that like one of these guys will play their ceiling game. Yep. Now, it might not lead to the type of like birdie scoring that your ceiling golf will allow for, but I find it hard to believe that this type of field, like one of those guys won't have the A game today. You're right. It would probably be very hard to match that scoring. I take that back because I watched just watching Rose today. Like, how are you going to score like that again?
Yeah. So, a gun to your head, what do you think?
And how hard the par fives played. Like, how can you score like that when guys are bogeying par fives?
I know.
Yeah.
You can't. How did Rose do that?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, I take that back.
He's waiting for the ice cream.
I think the over-under was 13.5 as winning score. Are we all hammering the under on that?
Probably.
I think so.
Yeah.
You're
going to say gun to my head one more time?
I think Augusta. Yeah, I think Augusta is. I think the grounds crew is going to make sure that it's under. But
they got to keep it tough tomorrow, right? I mean, that's part of the wave. So. It's got to play equal the Thursday, Friday. They got to get these guys again tomorrow. Like I said, Saturday might be the day where they throw these guys a bone. Say, go get it. Move up the board.
I would be shocked if they didn't get out and syringe the greens tonight. I thought some of those greens are getting away from them. I think you'll see some water on those greens. It might. I would think tomorrow's scoring conditions will be better than today's, and I think there is also rain.
So Justin might get soft greens in the morning.
But isn't it going to rain?
Yeah, I think it is going to rain. Yeah. But they got that sub air.
That's what scares me. Is Justin's going to have soft greens tomorrow.
All right, Justin Rose is not going to win. Like, you back off.
I know
that
he's
shit.
not. I know
nobody wants that. Nobody wants that.
Well, hey, Jeff's got a roll. He's down here.
Justin Rose at like 100-1. Like 100, one of those huge bets, I'd be hitting that cash out button because he's like 3 or 4 to 1.
Exactly.
I would too.
Yeah.
The rain's coming Saturday. Gun to head, I am taking Rom to win the tournament. And Pro, what are you going with?
Yeah, I'll still take Jordan. I think the fact that Jordan chipped in on 15, which was probably going to go in the water. That's my guy. You know I'm gonna roll with him.
Last thing, Geoff, you had a comment. Someone brought it up. The Abe Answer penalty, 2-stroke.
It was garbage.
It's the most egregious thing they've done there since someone reminded me when they time clocked that Chinese amateur.
Yeah.
Like the kid, they time clocked a teenager for being slow, but they let all these pros. I love to buy into the hyperbole. And I'm not saying they wouldn't have given this penalty at the Valero, but this just this puts a bad taste in my mouth, and it's just bad for stuff like this. Stuff for the don't signing a scorecard. I think it's just bad for the game. I think it just gives the game a really bad. It gives people so much ammo to like shit on the sport that we love. That's why I'm not in.
It's definitely some old school thinking, and they need to reconsider some of those things.
I thought they put a stop to that shit when they said people could stop calling in and playing penalties on people. But here's the deal: they had it zoomed in 400 million K or technology. Right. The dude brushed the sand. He was not improving his lie. I just think golf has their head stuck up their ass and so many other their ridiculous rules at this.
They just like what? Just are they doing that for every bunker shot of the day? Like, go look at everybody. Go find the guy that was 6 over. Go see what he like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get it. Well, hey, Geoff, it's been amazing having you on. We really appreciate it. We hope to have you again sometime soon. You'll always be welcome on, and good luck the rest of this weekend. I know we had a hard stop for you, but thanks for staying on the extra few minutes.
Yeah,
And,
things worked out for me. And I guess I want to just throw out mad props to Hatton.
Carol Hatton.
If he wins this thing, I'm gonna win big money in DraftKings because he's like 2%. Like he was expensive and his form was dwindling, and that's sort of where I went. So I was thrilled to see his afternoon, and much like the way I think this place, the hard and firm and fast, is going to work for Jordan, for Webb, for Reed, Hatton's got to be in that group. So he deserves a lot of shout out for saving his day because he was well over par also, I want to say.
He is the best angry, pissed off player to watch. That dude is fantastic, and he has the game. We'll see if his short game can keep up.
In a redeeming way, like Rahm took a lot of like a far more redeeming negative self-talker than say like Horschel or Rahm.
Horschel just cracks me up.
Yeah, but like Bill, we accept. We have a much longer leash for what we'll accept from Hatton and enjoy. I mean, I'll enjoy from a lot of, but that it seems like then people will from other players. Like even when at the match play where he threw his club down and it did like the flex,
right?
They turned it into like a comedy bit where other players they would turn it into like a bad sportsmanship. But for him, it's
his persona.
Yeah. So
it really is.
I'm here for it. Thanks for having me. Set up a schedule. We'll do this pre-tournament one time, okay?
All right, man.
Love to do that. All right, Geoff. Take care, man.
All the best.
Thanks. So anyway, that was a lot of fun. Geoff's never short on words, is he?
No, that was a good time.
Yeah, that was awesome. All right, bro. You ready to do this?
Yep. Let's roll.
All right. Please, how many TV screens? He goes, that's I'm gonna say all of them. Anyway, that was a lot of fun. We got a whole lot out there. I'm pumped up for tomorrow's round. Today was a real disappointment because I had a lot of other things going on with work, and I wasn't able to really sit down and absorb a lot of it. I do think that Spieth. I do think Spieth is very live. I think he wanted to get that first round out of the way and be in the lurch, and he is, and he's under par. And so, I really like his position, probably more so than Rahm. But I just feel like Rahm
Spieth should have been 4 over.
Right.
He holed out on 15. That went in. That should have went in the water. He should have made a double bogey. He made an eagle. And that might be the changing point in the golf tournament as far as Spieth goes, because that was big.
Yeah, that was huge. All right, let's do this. Let's do here we go. Yeah, let's go Casey and Sergio. I need Casey and Sergio both. They're very heavy in my player pool. For show. But we're gonna do a 3-player snake for tomorrow. And Pro has the honors.
Casey does, Sergio doesn't. That's my answer to that. Yep.
Casey does, Sergio doesn't?
Yeah.
You don't think Sergio makes the cut? You don't think he comes back strong?
No. I think Sergio is the cut. So I get first pick. Is that the deal?
Yeah.
I'll take Spieth.
All right. So you got Jordan Spieth, and then we're going to do a showdown lineup and share a showdown lineup for everybody. All right. I'm going to go ahead and go with Rahm.
Okay. I'll go with Patrick Reed.
All right. If you're going to go with Patrick Reed, this is tomorrow's score only. I am going to go with Schauffele.
Okay. I'm going to go with Victor Hovland.
Damn. All right. I'll take DJ.
That's not a bad pick either.
Okay, Spieth, Reed, and Hovland versus Rom, Shoffley, and DJ. We're just taking chalk, man, and hoping they have better days, But you know
I
what?
think that's the only answer. I mean, I'm not gonna.
Sorry, that's all we got.
I'm not gonna take Sandy Lyle to come out and shoot 65 tomorrow.
Sandy Lyle. All right, you ready? Here's what we got to do. We got to do a showdown lineup.
Okay.
And we're going to do our typical. We're going to do a $5 showdown. As soon as I can get this thing to open up here.
I got 8 entries. I'm winning $1. We're in good shape. We're feeling real good about the weekend in the next few days.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. All right, let's see here. Why is my no. What is going on here?
I don't know. I can't see it. It sounds terrible.
There we go. We're good. We're good. All right, so we are going to draft a team right now, and if you're watching at home, we have won four out of 5 showdown lineups that we do on the seat of our pants, and so here we go. We got Bryson at the top for tomorrow's showdown, 10-7, followed by JT, DJ, Spieth, and then we get into the 9s. I will say right now, Spieth is 10-1. Rahm is 9-9. I think Rahm should be like in the top 4. And then you got Cantlay at 9-6, Colin Morikawa at 9-4. You want to start going down and getting some cheap guys first?
I mean, I don't mind that, but do we hate Cantlay? Do we hate Cantlay at 9,600? I mean, Jesus, the man shot 7 over.
I know, but he's still high considering that he may just trunk slam tomorrow, man. I don't know, man. I don't know what his psyche's going to be.
How about Siwoo Kim, as we just mentioned, is $7,100 player. It's
$7,100. I'm all in on Siwoo.
All right, let's chalk Siwoo in.
That's a good price because he's just really good. And we're definitely not taking any. We don't want anything to do with Justin Rose.
No.
I'm looking down here in the 6Ks. I like to usually find one that I think could have a really good rebound.
I don't know about rebound, but do you like Kisner at all or Leash?
I never liked Kisner coming into this week. I know some of you guys did, but I just think he's just so short off the tee.
Yes, that's true.
And so, but I do like. I can't see that. I can't see Harmon. I like Kokrak at 73.
Okay,
and I like Answer at 74. Kokrak at 73 is really good.
Yeah, I'm in on Kokrak.
All right, so that gives us $8,900. Now we can go up a little bit, and I like the fact that Hovland is sitting down there all the way at 8,600.
Yep.
We'll go with Hovland. So now we still got 9K. All right. Now we can start talking about Morikawa and Cantlay and Rahm and Spieth. If you want to, do you want to take a guy? All right, I know you're going to say Spieth over Rahm. I'm going to say Rahm over Spieth, so we can just cancel each other out. What about a Morikawa or a Shoffley at 96 and 94? Or do we want to come down a little bit and say Cam Smith or Patrick Reed at 8,900? Or Scheffler. Scheffler's down at 84.
Yeah, Scheffler had a late resurgence in his round. Okay, so if we're talking about any of those, I'll rank them. I'll rank them for you. What I think. My first would be Colin Morikawa. My second will be Patrick Reed, and my third would be Xander.
Okay, so Morikawa, Reed,
or do you want to go Scheffler and Spieth?
I'm good with Scheffler and Spieth.
Can we afford that?
Let me put Spieth and let me put Scheffler in, and I'll see what we have. That gives us $8,500 for another player. That gives us a Terrell Hatton, a Fleetwood, a Berger. I actually like Berger.
I don't like Fleetwood. Yeah,
I
watched him play today. He was a shit show.
What about Fitzpatrick at 8,000?
What about your boy at 79?
I like that too, but
then we would have to reassess other positions. There'd be a lot of leftover.
Berger, man. What about Berger?
All right, I like Berger. He was 3 over today. He has to have a good round tomorrow. I'm okay
I
with
think
that.
he can do it. I like this. So we got Berger, we got Scheffler, we got Spieth, we got Hovland, Kokrak, and Siwoo, and we still got $300. That's good because it'll be a little bit different from everybody else.
Yep.
You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready, man. Let's do
All right,
it.
we're in. We're gonna cash. That's guaranteed cash, man.
Yeah, pretty much seems like it.
Guaranteed cash. And DB straight vibing all the time. We should have taken Webb. Yeah, Ryan was probably right on that one. So I will say this on the YouTube contest, nobody had Justin Rose, and so I'm still not worried about that. But anyway, any other final thoughts? What are you anticipating tomorrow? Besides us cashing again.
No, I mean, the rain is supposed to come tomorrow to some extent.
I think
But
Saturday's going to be the bigger day of rain.
I expect, 100%. I expect more high scores tomorrow. I mean, Justin Rose, if you think about it, 3 under is really where we're at. Like Justin Rose shot around that, like he was playing a different golf course than everybody else. So I don't expect that to happen tomorrow. I definitely see high scores. I think 1 or 2 under tomorrow could be a damn good round.
Yeah, I'm with you. I agree 100%. And I am going to be able to actually sit back and enjoy a little bit more tomorrow. I'm not cooking anything. And so I look forward to it. And we'll go from there. Hey, guys, sorry, we don't have any golf tips today. Too much going on. And so we weren't able to put that together. We will have that. If you want to put a comment in the comment section here, what you want a golf tip on soon, we can put that in there too. And go from there. But other than that, I think we're good.
Yeah, it was a good show, man. Good times.
All right, man. Well, hey, without any further ado, hold on. We want to talk about Burger Swing. You want to talk about Burger Swing?
No.
Okay, we're not going to do that.
I mean, I can.
We think the Burger Swing is going to be pretty damn fire tomorrow because he's in our showdown.
It's if you want to break down Burger Swing, it's super flat, hinged wrist, and I have no idea how he hits a golf ball. So,
and as far as Sunday's forecast, I'm telling you right now, I hear Sunday forecast could be really good.
It's Saturday's the issue, but
yeah, Saturday's the issue.
Spieth will be up by 10 or 15, so it'll be no issue.
And at this point, the only thing we care about right now is tomorrow because tomorrow is cut day, and then everybody faces the same shit on the weekend. So. Whoever can get through tomorrow alive and make the cut, good for them. And hopefully it's all the guys in my player pool.
That's right. That's right, man.
All right. Well, hey, man, great show. I'm going to go ahead and play us on out of here, and we will talk to you guys later this weekend. Peace.